Hey, welcome back to the garage, everyone. All right, today, something a little bit different. Not going to be working on cars this weekend because we are gearing up for vacation starting next weekend, so I've got to start preparing now. And one of the things that I've always wanted since I bought this motorhome was a way to tow one of our vehicles behind it safely and securely and not have to worry about renting anything and not have to worry about flat towing. Mostly because none of my vehicles can be flat towed. So, you know, there's that too. I looked up, the Volkswagen is the one I'm talking about. It cannot be flat towed. I'm not sure about the Pontiac. We'll cover that later. Anywho, did you know that you could go to Uhaul truck sales and buy used Uhaul trucks and trailers and tow dollies? Who knew? I didn't until recently. So I did a little research and this is what I've come up with. Have no idea what year model it is, but what you have here is a bona fide Uhaul tow dolly, meant mostly to tow front-wheel drive vehicles. Now you could do a rear-wheel drive vehicle with this, but you'd really need to disconnect the drive shaft if you were going to do that. So I'm not sure how long this thing has been in service, but you know, Uhaul takes care of their stuff in general, and it's not too bad. We've got a little bit of rust on the wheel right here. We got this wheel here has got a rust spot on it and a rust spot right there, and the other one's the same way. I'm just going to get a flap disc after that and then repaint it white. It'll look good as new when I'm done. And it already comes with all of the instructions to use the thing. I've already taken photographs of all this stuff, all these stickers here. You got, you know, how to use the little tie down straps and how to store the straps and, you know, how wide of a vehicle can you put on it, and then you got instructions on how to use the coupler and all that jazz. I've already taken photographs of all this. I'm going to remove all those stickers so they don't look quite so gaudy. The only problem is I got to the place, I looked at it for sale online, and in the photographs online, both taillights were there. Well, some yahoo at the U-Haul place decided, hey man, I need a tail light for one of my other rental units, and he stole it. So now I have to go, I've actually got on Amazon and I've already bought a pair of DOT certified tail lights, LED, and I will go ahead and swap those out when they come in on Monday. And I need to get a 1-inch grommet for that little hole right there. These are plastic, by the way. These fenders and stuff is riveted. So when we install the lights, I've got some rivets in the shop that can fit that. As you can tell, this one is riveted as well. Earlier today, when I was towing this thing home, I pulled over just to check things out. I noticed that this fender was loose. These bolts here were, I don't know why they were loose, but they were. So I always carry some tools with me when I take one of these little adventures, and I grab some tools out of the truck and tighten that up. So that's good to go now. The straps look good. They almost look, I don't want to use the word new, but they're in really good shape. They're not frayed or anything. This one over here looks pretty good as well. I'm digging it. And this, let me tell you something. You know, when you look at one of these things, they look smaller than what they are. And when you look at this tongue right here, you think to yourself, oh, I'll just walk right over there and just pick that thing up and put it on. Well, let me tell you what, that thing ain't light. That's a probably, I don't know, 60 or 70 pound lift, something like that. I mean, I'm not a gargantuan Sasquatch or anything. I mean, I can lift things, but you know, I'm a little older now, and I tend to be cautious when I lift things because, you know, old backs don't like that sort of thing, if you catch my meaning. So the trailer lights are good. I've got a little adapter here. Got that plugged in, and got my lights hooked up. Oh, of course, only one worked today. This thing is spring-loaded. You can press on it up underneath here and then tighten it down. And if you wanted to disconnect the trailer, you'd loosen this and then just pick it up and set it down. I'm going to get a jack stand and set it here. Not sure where I'm going to store it. I was kind of thinking about putting it right here between the motorhome and the shop, like the wheels here, and put the tongue like underneath the motorhome. I think that might be a good idea. Look at that. I'm for sale. Not anymore. What I'm going to do here before too long is grab my razor blade and start removing these stickers. That might be fun to watch, somebody peeling stickers. And she's got a serial number, TD3361F. Don't know what that means. I think that's Uhaul specific. Let's take a look at the data. Hey, look at this. Here's a sticker I hadn't noticed before. This equipment is covered by one or more of the following patents. Those are the patent numbers. Interesting. Some in the US and some in Canada. Now when they sell off something at U-Haul, they take a piece of metal and they weld it to it. And basically it says this is not U-Haul property. They welded that piece of metal to the inside rail of the trailer. And there's our other tire over here. Got a little whoop-de-doo right there, but the tire's holding air, so I'm not worried about that. Probably tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and get the flap disc out and clean these wheels up and paint them white, and so they'll make, at least so, for the vacation, they'll look halfway decent. Let's see. There's another sticker. I missed this one. Tire pressure. Tire pressure may increase when you're, when you're doing stuff. Clean service. Clean mounting surfaces, lug nuts and studs. Apply a light coat of copper anti-seize lubricant to the lug nuts. Torque lug nuts to 50 pounds. I'm gonna need to take a picture of that. Don't go faster than 55. Look at that. That'll happen. And you can see the original lights were riveted into the fenders. I'm assuming they did that probably for security, to keep folks from stealing them. I would imagine U-Haul is a victim of a lot of theft. These ramps right here, there's a little catch right here. You pull the little catch out, spring loaded, and these ramps here just zip right out, and you drive up on the trailer that way. And this whole affair right here, this part here, this whole thing right here is on a pivot, and there's a greasable junction right here. I've got a little alamite right there. I'll grease that up tomorrow. So you got some safety chains here. So when you store the straps, apparently you gather them up and wrap this chain around them, and then kind of pull it taut so that the straps are kind of pulled off over here so they won't dangle on the road. So we got a big honking chain here, big honking chain there, and of course you have the safety chains up here as well. Well, there you go. Tow Dolly for pulling the Volkswagen behind the coachman. And I think straight away, the next thing I'm going to do is check my tire pressures. I'm going to take off all these stickers, and then my lights are going to be in on Monday. And I'm also going to paint the wheels, and I think that'll be all I'm going to do to it before we take off next Saturday. All right, I was going to just speed through this, but thought I'd offer a little commentary, as will the dogs will on the other side of the street over there. So this axle hub flange here, by the way, this part right here, look at it, it's shiny and new. And those bearings, man, they feel great. I think this is new. I mean, that feels really good. See that black paint right there? Nice, shiny black paint. There's some... See this bright? Oh no, wait a minute. Okay, here we go, here we go. 2022/08/10. That tells me a lot. That tells me the axle was probably made overseas, because we're the only ones in North America that do the dates with month, day, and year. Everybody else does it the other way around. But this axle, this is new. And these threads here, there's no corrosion at all. Somebody's taken some effort to put a little bit of lube on there, so they look really nice. A very minor amount of flash rust on this hub assembly. This trailer has new hubs, guaranteed. And this is why I bought from U-Haul. I'm not saying they're all gonna be like this, but this one's good. All right, so I took the wheel off to sand it down a little bit and put a little white paint on it. So let's go ahead and get busy doing that. And you can see what I mean right there, right? That's new. And if you look back here, you may or may not be able to tell, but that hub assembly, see how there's no rust down there and just a tiny bit of flash rust on the top? That's a new hub assembly. These wheels, however, are not new and need some attention. And we need to make sure we kill off this rust here, so let's get busy doing that. All right, the front of the wheel wasn't too bad. I got the flap disc and the grinding wheel after that, and got the bad spots of rust down to metal. It's not bad or anything, but the back part was a little more rusted. Again, it's not. There's no damage to the integrity of the wheel, but it's just something that needs to be addressed. That's all. So I got after that with the flap disc and the grinding wheel and got most of that off. It's good enough for right now. The more I think about it, the more I think I'd kind of like to get some chrome wheels on this rascal. But anyway, that's for future. But for now, I just want to stop this rust. So next thing I'm going to do now is go ahead and wash this down with a water hose, let it dry, and then I'm going to hit it with, I got some Permatex rust inhibitor, turn this stuff black, and then I'm going to hit it with a coat of Duplicolor engine white. So I think that'll look pretty good. All right, let's move on. All right, so I was going to try to do the old you know, plastic trick where you mark the center and then cut it to length and make a hole and stretch it around, blah, blah, whatever. None of that worked because you can't, you know, it's just too tight. You can't catch anything underneath there. So anyway, I just went for the old tried and true. Had to go to Lowe's and get myself some masking tape and taped her off. That took just a few minutes. So you can see the rust conversion stuff I sprayed on from Permatex has done its job. It's turned this black. And I'm going to go with the old green self-etching primer, and then after that we'll put a coat of white on it. All right, don't let any of this fool you. The camera does not do justice as to how crappy of a job I'm doing here. You know, peely paint everywhere. I just wanted to neutralize the rust, really. That's what we're doing here. And I gave the self-etching Duplicolor the obligatory 30 to 45 seconds to flash over. I'm going to be shopping around for some new wheels, so. But not right now. I just want to get this rust under control to make our upcoming vacation safe. So that's my goal here. Nothing about this is going to be finesseful. Finesseful? Is that a word? Finesseful? I don't know. I'm not sure. Nothing about this is going to be glamorous, delicate, tasteful, or memorable. This is purely utilitarian. But it'll look better, so that's okay. All right, while the back side's drying, got the front side taped off. Let's go ahead and get our primer coat going on here. All right, I've got the first coat of white on the outside of this passenger side wheel here. And, you know, it's looking all right. It ain't gonna look great, but if I had one of those chrome smoothies to put in the middle, that could be a lot better, but it doesn't have a little lip here. Really, the only thing you could do to cover it up would be just put a 14-inch, like a whole wheel cover over it. So that's about all you could do, really, or just replace them, because they're pretty ugly. I couldn't bring myself to put these ugly lug nuts on this freshly painted wheel, so I went up to O'Reilly and got some replacement chrome lug nuts here. And comically, the threads are 12 by 1.5, but these lug nuts take a 13/16 to get them off. And the new one takes a 19 millimeter. So that's a little weird. See if you can wrap your brain around that. Metric threads with standard hex head for the old ones. And well, anyway, that's just weird. And I put that on there anyway, and it doesn't really fit. I shouldn't have done that. I wasn't thinking. I'll try to do better on this next one. Man, it is hot today. After I do this, I'm gonna go inside and take a break. All right, the manual says 50 foot-pounds on these lug nuts. So I'll have to get my torque wrench out and make sure I do it properly. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside and take a break, then I'm gonna go over there and do that other wheel off camera. So I'll be back here in a little bit. Here at Impala Man's used tow dolly sticker scraping surface, we won't stop until every single solitary sticker is eliminated from your used or stolen Uhaul tow dolly. Let me show you what we got. All right, I think I've done as much as I'm gonna do this week. So we got the passenger side wheel done yesterday, looking really nice. And today I finished up the driver's side wheel, all painted up with brand new chrome lug nuts, looking really nice. Still waiting on my tail light. That'll be in this evening. Come on, Amazon, let's get with the program. And I have, to my knowledge, eliminated every single solitary sticker that Uhaul had adhered to this piece of equipment. I just finished the ones on the inside rails here underneath this thing, basically on either side of each of the car tire runners down below, and you can see the remnants down there. Basically they were just reflective orange stickers. I think a lot of that was for safety and a lot of that was to identify a trailer that was stolen. Maybe, I don't know, but it's not, because I got a little welded steel plate right there that says it's not Uhaul property. So there you go. I've been trying to think about what I was going to do to this thing to make it a little more pretty. Kind of what I want to do is paint it that cast aluminum gray color from that Duplicolor cast aluminum gray. I think that might look pretty nice. The galvanization process they use is just ridiculous. It's like an inch thick. I don't think this thing will ever rust. Give it a good coat of that Duplicolor cast aluminum gray. I'm not going to do that this week. It's just too much work. I've got to wash it thoroughly before I do all that. I think really all that leaves for me to do is to get the tail light in and to grease up this center pivot. But other than that, I'm digging it, man. It is looking pretty sharp. I think I'm going to leave the fenders orange. I don't know, I just kind of dig them. It works for me, you know what I'm saying? And we've got some nice big areas on the inside of the fenders here to put some cool stickers. And you got this area right here you could decorate. You know what, comically, I was thinking about it today. Get a Mercedes hood on them and put it right there. That'd be awesome. And up here on the tongue, I'm thinking maybe some American flag stickers. That'd be cool. But all right, well anyway, I'm waiting on the tail light, and when that comes in, I'm gonna finish this thing up. All right, had a couple of minor issues. The factory wiring, somebody did a real job on it, and had like 2 different splices in here, and this second splice they had in there wasn't making any connection. But I think we have overcome our initial woes here. So I've got the left-hand blinker on. I got my ground hooked up. I've already tested the tail light. I know that works. Get ourselves a little extra wire here. And we should see a blinker here. Yep, there we go. Easy peasy. All right, so this is a good product, man. This True Mods, I found it on Amazon. It says made in Taiwan. Got a nice stainless steel bezel around it. LED, 30 bucks, 34, something like that. This is a good product. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and slap this one in here right away and trying to finish this job up. All right, one last thing here. I've got to put a grommet in that hole. I got this kit called Laramie, L-A-R-M-E, whatever. It's grommets. I had to get one that was for a hole that was 1 inch across. I think it's that one. You just slit that right there using something that you don't have. All right, got that opened up a little bit there with a blade. And yes, it's raining. I'm ready to get this done, so I'm just gonna work in the rain. Let's see if I picked the right size grommet. I may not. I may not have. All right, that was a bit of a faff, as they say. But we got her in there. $9 for a kit of grommets, and I only needed one. But you know, I'm always needing stuff like that anyway. So we'll put that in the bin of many things, and we'll have some for future use if we need it. All right, now. All right, got to strip some wire back here. I think I did most of that already. Number one son just pulled up from work. Got himself a summer job, don't you know? All right, so the black wire to the new light goes to the tail lights. What? Yeah, I know, you called it. All right, let's do some wiring. Let's see here. How do we do this thing? I forgot. Let's use the middle one. Did that work? Seems to have. I'm connecting the wiring harness that came with the lamps to the trailer wiring. All right, white is ground. You don't need too much wire sticking out, just enough for the connector that you're using. Get you a pair of these, they're great. Way better than using just, you know, junky pliers to do the job. I may have to get another pair of these though, the cutter's wearing out. Yes, it's still raining, but I've been waiting on Amazon all day and I'm getting this done. In all fairness, they delivered it when they said they would, so, you know. The Amazon drivers around here, they're good to go. Never had any problems. All right, we're gonna give it a test here before we button it up. I think I'm gonna rivet this thing. All right, we got tail lamps. And now we're gonna do, yep, we got blinkers. I'm not sure you probably couldn't see that on the camera, but I could from up there. Let's go ahead and get that thing installed now. I decided to go ahead and go with the rivet. Seeing as how trailer lights are like probably, I guess trailer lights are the number one. It says top, but the holes don't line up. There's nothing that says I have to use that way. I'm gonna go this way. Cause these holes over here, somebody boogered them up. But I got some good holes right there. Let's see if they line up. Yeah, they seem to line up. These are 3/16 rivets. Boy, that rascal there ain't coming out, I guarantee. I may have to bore that up a little bit. It's a little bit offset. I might be able to shove that one in there. Yeah, throw the rivet on the ground so it'll puncture your tire, moron. Pump her up. You reckon we're gonna get lucky? You feel lucky, punk. Let me pick up that other rivet I threw on the ground there. And by the way, I'm using Arrow. Arrow is fine products as far as rivets go. All right, there you go. One brand new tail light. We're gonna do one more test. Tail lights. How do we look? You guys tell me if the lights came on, okay? Not hearing nothing from you people. They're a different style light, but I'm ready to get this over with and go on vacation. I'll change that one out later. I'm gonna verify all functionality though. I'm gonna press the brake. Let's see here. Yep, I can see the reflection from the Cadillac. We got blinkage on the driver's side. And I know the other one works, but I'm gonna look anyway. Yep, that one works too. There you have it, folks. Used Uhaul tow dolly, slightly customized with an aftermarket tail light, and removed all of the Uhaul stickers. I think we can improve it quite a bit as we go along with some different stickers on the fenders and maybe some on the tongue. And I'm probably going to paint the rest of it with a slightly more pleasing color. But we're all done for now, and I'm here to tell you, this little tow dolly is good to go. All right, folks, that's all for now. Appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I release a new video, don't forget to click that little bell down below. You guys have a good one, and remember to enjoy towing with your classic dolly.